69 hot dogs. No joke.
No, Beadle. That's a really great point by you. 69 hot dogs.
Fine. Talk about Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown, listen, he's laughing all the way to the bank, dude. He got his max contract.
He does. Okay. He knows the NBA is not in charge of taxes, right?
As if enough people didn't hate you last week for your Butker take.
There's nothing wrong with being a mom, Peter.
You think I had thought about Harrison Butker prior to that day? You think me and Beadle both work in sports and have never spent a second thinking about this loser.
Who knew just telling a piece of shit to fuck off would be so inflammatory?
Women gotta go. All right, back to the kitchen you go, Caitlin.
The Western Conference Finals is what was supposed to be the thing that kept us most excited, and they've been a dud.
The reason the Mavs are having a bit of a tougher road is, I don't know if you guys know this, they couldn't get their shit together all year.
From Wondery, I'm Michelle Beadle.
And I'm Peter fucking Rosenberg. And this is Over the Top.
Here's how the show works. Best stories of the week, sports and pop culture. We face them off. We crown a champion. One question. What is the undisputed most important thing on planet Earth this week? We decide it one way and one way only. Royal Rumble rules. Start with 2 stories. Decide which one's more worthy to discuss. Which one's got to go. After 90 seconds, a new one will be introduced, story. And we'll have to decide whether we want to keep talking about our current story or switch over to the newer one. We don't actually know any of the order of these stories, which sometimes is a bad thing. But we do decide which ones get thrown over the top rope. Peter, what's first?
All right, our first 2 topics of the day. The Mavericks backcourt of Luka and Kyrie are the talk of the NBA playoffs right now. So much so, in fact, that many people have been throwing around the title greatest offensive backcourt ever. Kyrie said after game 3, all the talk doesn't mean anything if they don't win a ring. But that hasn't stopped people.
If we don't win. Okay.
I got it. It doesn't mean anything if they don't win a ring, but fans are still calling them potentially the GOATs. Now, that Luka and Kyrie topic is up against the only MLB umpire anyone knows anything about or cares about, Angel Hernandez retiring. Why? Why do they care? Because he's universally viewed as the worst umpire in the game by players, managers, and fans of the sport. Hernandez and the MLB came to an agreement over the weekend that led to Angel announcing his retirement. He umpired his last game on May 9th. Do we want to talk about the great Luka and Kyrie or the horrifying Angel Hernandez?
It's never a good thing when 2 weeks later we found out you actually retired, quote unquote, and just quietly was just not there. It's just the weirdest thing ever. But yes, I should have never known his name. As a casual baseball fan, it's very weird that I did.
You mean, so evidence of how bad he was?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, then it seems suitable that you should also take the L here. Over the top you go. Bye.
Bye.
So long.
You're out. Did I do it?
You did.
I nailed that. Okay. As
if enough people didn't hate you last week for your Butker take. Now you come out with a "you're out" umpire joke. I'm more offended by today. I wasn't offended last week at all.
Actually, people should be way more offended by today. No, I don't. Greatest backcourt ever? We're doing this?
Greatest offensive backcourt ever.
Are we not counting like a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson sitch?
Well, I mean, how could if you see that people just reach, man. Like they're great.
Oh,
they're real, and they have the potential to be awesomely great. Mm-hmm. Is it? I mean, Klay is a forward, I guess.
Yeah, right. Like,
what is he? 6'4"? But yeah, he's a forward. What about Dame Dalla?
And who?
How dare you?
Giannis? Is that
no? Not current Dame Dalla.
With CJ?
Portland Dame Dalla.
So CJ McCollum and Dame.
Yeah. They had a hell of a run.
What about the 2 dudes in the finals already? Tatum and Brown.
Brown's a small forward, isn't he?
Well, what are we counting? Just 2 guards, a shooting guard, and a point guard?
Well, that's how a backcourt works.
I know, but I feel like we're talking about guys whose positions were like fluid.
Well, here's the thing. Jaylen Brown is a small forward first, but he's a shooting guard second. After that slash, it says shooting guard. And the way that him and Tatum play is they both basically have the ball in their hand all day long. And I got news for you. I don't know if Luka and Kyrie are better than Jaylen and JT, but guess what? I think we'll find out.
I hope we find out. Up next. And by the way, I thought we were living in positionless baseball times. Why do we have to do these arguments right now?
You mean positionless basketball times?
What did I say? Baseball?
Yeah. You're thinking about Angel Hernandez.
Who's not thinking about Angel Hernandez?
And by the way, we can't be sure whether or not we will get an answer because the NBA Finals starts so long from now.
I was going to say.
That it's hard to remember if they're actually... When is June 6th? Is that a day?
I believe
Does it really happen?
2.5 months from now, and good luck getting the interest back up after it's been dead for a week. Up next, Caitlin Clark's massive success. It's led to, I would say, a predictable level of backlash. LeBron called her the reason for the WNBA's future success. Charles Barkley said that some WNBA players were being, quote, petty about her stardom. Angel Reese took a thinly veiled dig at Clark, although we could argue that, in a since-deleted post-game tweet that said, and that's on getting a win in a packed arena, not just because of one player on our charter flight. And then Las Vegas coach Becky Hammond, tried to shut down the noise, brought race into the debate, saying, I think this narrative of everybody hating on Caitlin Clark and even the black and white thing, knock it off. It's not there. Do we want to continue talking about the greatest backcourt of all time or switch to Caitlin Clark and the WNBA?
Seeing as the greatest backcourt of all time is Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson, I don't want to continue talking about this. I'm kidding, by the way, but let's throw them over the top and do more on the Caitlin of it all, because I think there's still juice to squeeze here in terms of my ire,
your
frustration.
Okay.
Like, we're just not going to stop having somehow like slightly negative Caitlin Clark stories. Like it's
we're going to have them.
Always? It's never going to stop?
No, it will never stop.
Why can't she just be really great and it's really fun and some people have rivalries with her and some people, I just don't. Oh, is it that thing? Oh, it's the thing. I remembered it. That we hate women as a country. Is that that's it. I tapped into it.
Sometimes because women are the worst to each other. Yes.
Well, but you have to remember they're still part. But they can't escape this country. They also are this country, right?
Yep.
You can be a part of the group and still be the worst part of the group because you were also brought up under these same ideals. But like, this is just, it's annoying.
You know what though? I don't have a problem with it because it means you've made a mark already. I mean, think about it. LeBron James is either adored and loved or we are sick and tired of him and we despise him, right? He is considered the best or one of the best, arguably. So it's not just women. I think there's like a buildup, but yes, we live in a world in which there's some weird fetish about pitting women against each other. And when they actually do it publicly, look at fight. And it is what it is, but everything's going to level out. She's not on a great team. And so that's the kind of talking that will probably end up taking over more of that sort of.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about being drafted first overall. You're not usually on a great team. Just ask your friend Victor.
Thank you.
That's how it works. So no, I hear you. And it is a good point. I guess it's just irritating to me that like players have rivalries. That's what sports is. Mm-hmm. But when women have it,
why can't
it's
we
got
just
some other
it?
Weird, like, by the way, if Angel and Caitlin want to have a rivalry and actually like dislike each other, that's fine too.
Dude, Trey and Luka will forever be intertwined because of how the draft went down. It's like, so that was born. That rivalry just happens, right? Like, I'm okay with it. And we don't make it up to be some weird, look at that. No, it's sports. It's the highest level of competition. I'm good with all of it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone calm down. But how did you like my America Hates Women line to ruffle the Butker freaks in case they showed back up again?
There's nothing wrong with being a mom, Peter. No one said it was.
If you weren't such a snowflake cuck yourself, you'd understand that women are naturally predisposed to the kitchen.
Why is it those who we don't want to breed at all breed the most?
Why is it that men... You know what? Let me save it for when we get to the...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
There's another topic to get to. All right, up next. This is fun for me. Former AEW World Champion MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, made his long-awaited return to the company this weekend at AEW's Double or Nothing event. He kicked his rival Adam Cole in the nuts. He announced that he's re-signed with AEW after rampant speculation about a jump to WWE. And he anointed himself the Wolf of Wrestling. Afterwards, he took to social media and said, y'all were gagging on it with a smile on your face for 5 years straight, then pretended you didn't like the taste? If I were you, I'd grab some chapstick because I'm about to take over the game you love again. Hashtag better than you.
Whoa.
Here's what you got to love about Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Look at that.
And you know what? No, we've spent too much talking about women. Okay?
I agree. It's too much.
Women gotta go. All right. Back to the kitchen you go, Caitlin.
Sandwich won't make itself, Caitlin. Get back in there.
We're kidding, see? That's how jokes work.
By the way, if you're watching or not watching, that jacket he has on that still that we're using is fab.
Oh, so by the way, that jacket was paying homage to the great Triple H when he came back after a long hiatus. So that was sort of the little nerdy nod that MJF was making there. But first of all, welcome back to MJF. Boy, was he missed. AEW needed him back in the worst way. And here's why you have to love MJF. Because I texted him from dinner.
Uh-oh.
Okay? I had hibachi with my wife and some friends, okay? And I was busy with them going, sake, 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 and me opening my mouth like a weirdo as they shot sake in my mouth and enjoying some delightful chicken and filet. And I texted MJF and said, hey, are you watching the show tonight? And he said, yep. And I said, looking forward to it. And he said, me too. And not for 1 second did it cross my mind he would be back. And he didn't hint a word.
He's good. I like that.
Oh, he never gives away anything. He walked out. It was an awesome moment. Welcome back, MJF. Will he one day end up in WWE? I would say, of course, it has to happen one day.
It's inevitable.
It has to happen. But for the moment, a coup for Tony Khan and AEW to get more time with Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
And shout out keeping the secret. That's well played. I don't know if I can do that.
I can't tell if you're a good friend or a bad friend, but I respect it.
He's a professional friend. Up next on The Big Podcast with Shaq, Draymond Green said the NBA is not set up for players to be wealthy after they're done playing with the way they're taxed and fined.
Okay.
He knows the NBA is not in charge of taxes, right? And that the fine system hinders players' financial success. Meanwhile, by the end of Draymond Green's current contract, just the contract, his career earnings will sit at a cool $255 million. But that's only like 100 after taxes. So.
I was gonna say, so 255. Well, by the way, I think let's toss MJF over the top.
Yeah, but carefully, obviously.
Well, yeah, he just came back. By the way, he looked fantastic. Yeah, you've never seen a Jewish man who looks like this. Look at the shape this man is in.
It's like a figurine.
Let's talk about more bad takes from Draymond Green.
Bad.
God, Draymond, can't wait for you to get into the media full time. It's so hard to tell what your and by the way, let me be clear. I like Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. He's a great guy. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm sure he's, in my limited interactions, seemed lovely. He is such an annoying hot take machine. It's like he's going to do something maybe we've never seen. He's going to mix like the famous pro athlete with the just completely making up hot takes energy of a Stephen A. Smith or a Colin Cowherd.
Dear God.
He's going to smash that together with his ex-athlete thing. It's going to be
describing a monster.
No, it's a monster that maybe can't be stopped. But fortunately on this show, we can say what we want. I'm sorry, the NBA is not setting players up well. Okay, as Beadle just said, they don't control the tax system.
Somebody should let him know.
That would be this great country.
Yeah, his angst should be aimed elsewhere on that one.
Yeah. That's this great country we just referred to called America.
Mm-hmm. America.
And as for the fines, here's an idea. Don't get fined, bruh. There are a lot of players who could be like, I don't even know what the fine thing is. You know why? Never been fined.
Never had a fine in their lives. Here's what I don't like, Peter. His lack of self-awareness is the trend, right? That seems to be the overall theme of his takes. Because he went off on a thing the other day as well about Jamal Murray throwing the heating pad out on the floor. And if that had been him, he would have been suspended throughout the playoffs. And it made me realize that all the help that he was getting is invisible and non-existent, because he didn't even get why a guy like Jamal Murray with no priors, as they like to say in the biz, didn't get in big trouble, got a fine, and you probably would have been suspended quite a few games, because your rap sheet, NBA, is he doesn't get it. And I don't get how you can be an adult and not get it by now.
It's really frustrating and irritating, and I know we're just going to be getting more and more of it. But yeah, Draymond, stop, bruh. And even if he made $255 million, let's call it 50% tax.
Sure.
If you're able to be smart with the $127 million you've made so far, and by the way, he doesn't have the biggest contract. There are obviously people who have way bigger contracts and people with less. Either way, you should be set up to be just fine.
I think you'll be all right.
Up next, the NBA Conference Finals are coming to a close. Some would say they're already done. The Celtics swept the Pacers Monday night, and as we record this, the Mavs could be on their way to sweeping the 12s. Do we want to continue talking about Draymond Green or switch to the disappointing performances in the conference finals?
I'm so disappointed in I don't want to talk about Draymond Green. I really don't.
Over the top you go, Mr. Green.
I can't. Mr. Green! But I am disappointed in these conference finals. And the crazy part about that is we knew the Celtics would advance. It was it's oxymoronic, but it was a competitive sweep. And if you watched the games, you know what we're talking about. Weirdly enough. What I'm more disappointed in is the 12s Mavs. The Western Conference Finals is what was supposed to be the thing that kept us most excited. And they've been a dud, Peter Rosenberg. A dud.
I mean, it's been an absolute abject bore in terms of the series overall. I will say, 3 of the 4 Celtics-Pacers games were quite entertaining.
For real.
I don't know how, as Pacers fans, you survive games 3 and 4 being the exact same game, where somehow without Tyrese Halliburton, you manage to be incredibly competitive and still lose in the closing moments, where once the Celtics grab the lead at the end, the game just ends. It was like getting beaten up by your little brother in a video game.
It really was.
Or by your big brother, I should say. They were toyed with. I will say that. So here's what bothered me. A friend of mine in the biz who works at my radio station here in New York, a kid named Ty Butler, great guy, great radio host. He threw out a statement saying, have you ever seen a less impressive run to the finals? And to what I would say to Ty is, I mean, they've won every road game and they've lost 2 games. Now, I get it. The teams they've played were short players.
Yep.
What do you want the Celtics to do? Here's the thing, Beadle, about winning 64 games and having the number 1 seed. You play who you play. Sure. The reason the Mavs are having a bit of a tougher road is, I don't know if you guys know this, they couldn't get their shit together all year. So they had to play a tougher road to get to the finals. But I'm not going to sit here and bemoan the Celtics' path just because, listen, they like to play with their food a little bit. They get bored. That's why they dropped game 2 of the first 2 rounds.
But how dare they get bored? They haven't won anything yet. You can't act bored. If you're not the Warriors. You're the Celtics who haven't won yet.
But even if you were to go, but how many all-time teams, and I'm asking this in earnest, I don't know the answer. How many all-time teams never dropped a game on their way to win the whole thing?
I don't know the answer either.
Andrew, Goldstein, someone look it up.
Research!
But I feel like, just yell research out the window of your New York apartment. Someone should find it. But yeah, I listen, I hear the argument. Is it the most impressive? No. But no fan says that about the team. I don't give a shit. They're going to go win a series.
The truth moment will be the finals. They will finally face, provided no one gets hurt between now and then, a team that's coming about as full force as one can be. Then we'll know. Then we'll find out what this Celtics team is all about.
And if they get swept by Dallas or lose 4-1, then I guess it looks pretty bad. But let's wait and see. I don't think that'll happen.
We're halfway through the show. Right now, the most important topic of the day is these damn conference finals and the snooze fest that it's all been. We're going to hydrate. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Over the Top. Peter, what is next?
Well, I don't love that accent that you just had, but let me bring up the next challenger anyway. It's a sad one. We all learned this week that Basketball Hall of Famer and broadcasting icon and all-around mensch Bill Walton passed away at the age of 71. I won't even ask the question.
Nah.
All due respect, conference finals. Get the F out of here so we can talk about Bill Walton for a second. Beadle, I saw you post a random clip of when you guys hosted some like ESPN watch-along thing together at some point. Jealous, jealous.
But the best part about that is, Peter, I think we did 2 of those. And I think that was the second one. And the best part about it is he shows up in an Uncle Sam full outfit sequence, but none of us knew why. No one told him to. No one asked anybody to come in costume.
Wait.
Just did.
Wait,
it's my
was it
favorite thing.
Was it July 4th?
No, this was the college national game. So would that be like January? Like it was.
Well, you know what? This is what you get. First of all, God bless it. So glad it happened. Why is Bill Walton on the college football? Whatever. He loves college.
No, and it was like it was one
UCLA?
of those first. No, it was one of those like we hadn't really done a lot of alternate casts back then. This is a while ago, so I think ESPN was trying it out. Everyone up there, like really, none of us had any business being up there. It was sort of a weird group, and they came in and out.
Great point. I did one as well. What
exactly.
business did I have? Yeah,
that's what makes it fun, I think. Like you had options. You could watch the coach's room, blah, blah, blah. But yes, getting to sit in a room with Bill Walton for hours at a time while a game is going on, but who gave a damn, because he was just being Bill Walton and sharing stories and everything you've heard. Just that he lights up a room and he speaks to everyone like he would speak to his dearest friend. He lived life. He makes me feel guilty for not embracing life a little more. And he should. We should all.
He lived such an incredible life. He was such an amazing broadcaster. I feel like if he'd wanted to play it more straight and serious, he could have kind of went on to become like the John Madden of the NBA. But I feel like he was too true to himself. So he ended up just doing like wacky Pac-10 games instead. But because he was just going to be him. Yeah. But just to be clear, when he did basketball, what made him great was he knew how to be serious when it was time to be serious. And of course he knew the game.
Oh, yeah.
He just didn't take himself seriously. You know, I mean, him and Charles Barkley. Maybe the 2 most authentic people we've ever seen in sports broadcasting. No real air.
No, they are who they are. And we accepted all of it. We embrace all of it. So yeah, it's 71 is young. Hate that. But it's also been one of these, wow, what does legacy mean type situations? And you watched it. You watched it as the memories came pouring in. I've never heard a negative thing about Bill Walton. Like he lived life and everyone that came into contact with him was touched. And that is a legacy. Up next on Sunday, Mike Tyson had a medical emergency on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles. Now, according to his rep, he became nauseous and dizzy due to an ulcer flare-up. A bunch of people wondered, is this going to mar the upcoming Tyson-Paul mega fight in July? But on Tuesday, don't you fret, Mike tweeted, quote, now feeling 100%, even though I don't need to beat Jake Paul. That's what you want to hear. So I suppose the fight is still on. Look, we could talk about Bill Walton for 27 more of these episodes if you want to.
Well, maybe we should, though, because here's my question. First of all, I missed this story altogether.
Really?
What day did this break, the Tyson thing?
Over the weekend. Yeah, he was flying from Miami to LA, and as they were starting to land, I guess he was in so much pain that they were asking for like a doctor on board type situation. I've had ulcers, not to that level though. Like that is the idea that you would have to make I mean, they were already landing, but need a doctor emergency that's kind of huge.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the pain was just that intense.
It was that bad. Yeah, that's what the flight attendants were saying. But
he's okay. He's okay. Fine. And he says all is well.
He says he's good.
So I say we toss that over the top and continue waxing poetic on the greatness that is Bill Walton.
Bye, Mike. See you in July.
Love you, Mike. Take care, pal. So Bill Walton, 71 years old. I remember him first as a bench player on the Celtics, where he won Sixth Man of the Year in '86, and when they won the championship. By the way, what a long way that award has gone. I think I looked earlier. He was averaging like 7 points and 9 rebounds. Like it was not a crazy stat line.
That's insane.
And then
now the sixth man is like the man.
Oh, no. The sixth man is like one of the greatest players of all time. It's a different world. But yeah, he really was. He just made me laugh so much. And I love that he managed to get to do sports while keeping sort of his real human identity and personality. You know, so often the sports person that they put in the booth is expected to be super serious, right? Like the most recent star, for example, in basketball is like a JJ Redick. And JJ is very good at it, but his style on the broadcast is like...
Yeah, he doesn't laugh at himself.
No, it's nuts and bolts. It's basketball. I'm going to tell you why. I know basketball, and here's what you're seeing. And don't get me wrong. There's a place for that, obviously. Sure. Most places. But man, did Bill Walton show that there was a place for something else also, you know? And it's tremendous because, you wouldn't want JJ Redick to be Bill Walton. It wouldn't be who he is. You want him to be a basketball man. Yeah. But Bill Walton had all these other things that made him just so fascinating and really opened the door for people who are not like traditional sports types to have an opportunity in sports.
Because he's bringing in like the deadheads, of which he went to 850 plus shows, which I can't even fathom. Going to 850 concerts, period. I
wouldn't want to go to that many concerts in my life for every different group, period.
It's insane, but it was his passion, and he stood for. That's the fun thing too, is that if he played in today's era, we've seen how people react to athletes who take stands and sort of voice that what they think is right and wrong in the world. He would have been hated in this time, which is crazy to think about because he really did stand for things that may not have been popular in the moment. He would leave practice to go to a protest. Like he lived that life, and we've turned that life into something bad now. And so that was one of the other reasons I appreciated him, because he just had a compass that he never strayed from, and much respect.
Yeah, an all-time icon. All right. We had a pretty big week here at Over the Top this week. In reaction to the Harrison Butker commencement speech story, our show made some news. Turns out, telling someone to shut the fuck up close to a dozen times turned some heads. And yeah, we were all over the internet. Particularly Beadle. I mean, for some reason, it's more interesting when a woman says it.
I mean, you said it too.
Oh no, it was all you. It was. I thought that was so symptomatic of the whole thing, but whatever. Anyways, it was all over the net. Okay, the New York Post, the world's worst human being, an actual living piece of shit named Phil Mushnick wrote about it.
Oh my God, I got a Mushnick reference.
Oh yeah, you got a Mushnick.
20 years in the biz.
We both caught that one. Of course, he hates my gut. Any opportunity he gets, he's taken. So
I don't think he's ever mentioned me, so I'll take it.
MSN, awful announcing. But you know what, guys? Interestingly enough, not everyone liked what Beadle had to say. So I think now we say farewell to our good friend, the wonderful Bill Walton.
Yes.
And we say hello to Beadle being trashed all weekend on the internet. And with that, Beadle, I have something very, very special for you that I think you're going to be really, really excited about.
Oh, hold on. Do I need a drink of water?
Get a drink of water. Let's read you the 5 meanest tweets from the weekend. That's right.
Can't wait.
Real life tweets to Michelle Beadle because of her.
Allegedly, there's a human on the other end. Who knows?
Yeah. True. I will say this. Only one of the accounts that our crack staff chose has like a series of lots of numbers in it. The rest of it,
that's pretty good.
All seem to be real people. Here we go.
Okay, good.
Number 5, Chris Birdsall said, "You need to go home and shut up. Nobody cares what you have to say about Butker." Light.
Seems like 2 million people did, but go on. Whatever.
And by the way, I feel like the actual tweets were so mean that our producers were going to edit these. Like that was sanitized.
That was nothing. I got death threats.
That did not register. That's called, we just want to be appropriate.
Yeah, guys, come on.
Jeff Stanek says, unfollow because of your response to Butker. Never thought you'd be someone who would call it trash to prioritize and embrace mother and traditional family values. Also, that you've sunk low enough to think it's appropriate to use the F word whenever, wherever.
My classless, are clutched.
Classless and disappointing to say the least.
Oh, no. I felt the unfollow when it happened. I think I was walking and it was like something changed in my world.
Lorne Malvo. Forgot this broad was alive until someone retweeted her.
Thank you. Those are my favorite. And you know what's funny about those two is then you click on them and they follow you. You're like, you knew damn good and well I was still alive, you big fat liar. Go on.
UPOS award giver, which I'm translating as you piece of shit award giver. You are embarrassing yourself, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Your credibility is zero. Time to consider a career change. You know what? I got to tell you, I'm so disappointed by how sanitized these are.
These aren't even bad ones.
Not one of them are attacking her on a real deep personal level.
I mean, I was called a spinster. My sexuality was called into question. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I was going to die alone. Nobody wants me. I'll never know what it's like to be fulfilled because I don't have children. I got a lot of the same shit that I've been getting since day one in this stupid little business that we call media. So nobody shocked me. I ain't all that impressed, quite frankly. I've heard put it this way, nothing any one of these mouth breathers could ever possibly put in a tweet is going to be new to me. That's all I can say. None of you are original.
Speaking of not original, someone you used to work with named Jason Whitlock decided to weigh in.
Working with is a stretch. He was in the buildings at one point, I guess, they say.
Whitlock Jason said, I used to really like Michelle Beadle. This angry, bitter, and confused person that she's become isn't who she was 12 years ago. I blame social media for doing this to her.
You will say anything, sir.
This is a guy who at some point in time had some modicum of respect and appreciation for his sports acumen and ability to like put words on a paper.
Yeah, he was considered a hell of a writer at one point.
And as time went on and opportunities were fumbled and mistakes were made, as everybody, many people make mistakes in their life and your career takes different turns. However, some people aren't willing to fight their way back in a real way. This is a guy who used to be on the sports reporters with the late, great Dick Schaap.
He was given the magazine.
This guy was given a lot of opportunities, okay? And he screwed them off so bad that his only way to make a living was to become a right-wing grifter who uses any opportunity possible to take a dump on the black community or whoever the popular, successful black athlete of the moment is. Is it LeBron? Is it Serena? Whoever he knows will rile up the right if he attacks them.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that he called you out is changing. I was like, Beadle's one of the most infantile, exact same person, zero development whatsoever people I've ever known.
Thank you. I pride myself on that. Look, he and we didn't work together. I didn't know you. We all have our flaws. You pay for companionship. I've never had to. These are the types of things that, people do. But that being said, hey, whatever gets you views, buddy, like I said in my tweet to him, we all have bills to pay. I meant that.
No, you know what? It was well done. It was well said. It made me chuckle.
Man, who knew just telling a piece of shit to fuck off would be so inflammatory?
I know.
And by the way, that guy doubled down over the weekend. We're leaving it alone. But he did another speech. So.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, of course he did. And for the record, Peter, I do want to put this out there because I know you and your wife want to have kids someday. I've never wanted kids.
By the way, real quick, the next story I just want to say, it's WWE is heating up with a big moment. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio finally kissed on television last night.
Finally kissed on television? What is this?
I loved the moment. It was really fun. You can hear me talk about it on the Cheap Heat podcast.
Wait, hold on. Are they like a thing or is this a story?
It's a story.
Oh,
well, you don't know. I don't know. But my point is this. As much as I enjoyed it, over the top, Dom and Liv, I got to hear Beadle cut this promo. I'm not worried about a promo from last night. I want to hear Beadle cut a promo right now.
It's not, I think, because here's what bothered me the most, Peter. The irony, first of all, that people would tell us we didn't listen to the speech, when in fact, we listened to it multiple times. It was 19 minutes. I can tell you everything about it. But then they also then wanted to jump on board and rip us apart when they didn't actually listen to what we said. In no way have I ever knocked motherhood or the decision to be a stay-at-home mom. Never, not once in my life. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My best friend is a stay-at-home mom. These were their callings. This is what they wanted to do. Good for them. But the same way that I have never turned around and disparaged a woman for the choices she has made, those very same women were in my mentions coming at me for not wanting that. And that's bullshit, ladies. I expect it from the men. They drag their knuckles and they breathe through their mouths and they probably mouth the words when they read. But you should be better. I don't care what choices you made. Good for you. But you shouldn't come at me because of the choices I made. That's bullshit, and it was gross. And that was my biggest issue with it all. Never once did we say a bad thing about mothers. As a matter of fact, everything we had to say was at him because it wasn't his place on that day to do that kind of a speech. That's it. Period.
Beautifully said. I don't even have much to add to that. But yeah, I didn't even know every word that he said. I watched the pieces that I saw, and I was offended that he called homosexuality an evil sin.
Yes.
So and masking your hatred of groups around your religion is the weakest thing ever. And if he had just given his beliefs on the world, I wouldn't have hated on the man. I only hate.
Right.
People really get confused, though. They think everything's an agenda. You think I had thought about Harrison Butker prior to that day? You think me and Beadle both work in sports and have never spent a second thinking about this loser.
No.
Why would
Kickers
we care?
don't matter in sports to us. That's not a topic we talk about.
It's not a regular thing. I mean, it's a very tough skill, and God bless you if you can make a living doing it. Shout out to you. But by the way, also, the ones you do talk about are GOAT status. I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. I know Harrison Butker has been big for you guys. I never spent a minute thinking about him, didn't know about his beliefs, didn't have a reason to hate him. I just was upset that the guy was spewing hatred at a college graduation.
Same.
I wouldn't have said a word otherwise.
No, it would have never even come across our radars. You have to give it credit. There's a reason why that speech was such a big deal. We weren't the only two people offended or felt the need to address it. Period. And end of story.
Wow.
Until the next stupid thing gets said out loud.
Yeah, exactly. Until the next person decides that they're going to go on the long career grift. Because guess what? Can you imagine Harrison Butker's Q score? How much more famous that dude is right now? Dude, he was nobody 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, he's a hero to some now.
Dude, if I had the Whitlock in me, and by that I mean 200 double cheeseburgers. No, I'm just kidding. By that I mean I just had it in me to be able to say, I'm going to tell everyone that I had to come to Jesus. And I've now found my way as a right-wing pundit. Dude, my life financially, it would overnight, I'd be in a different tax bracket. The opportunities I would get to switch and go, I see it. But unfortunately, I have this annoying conscience that doesn't allow me to lie through my teeth professionally.
If you lie enough, it becomes truth to you. That's the beauty. So maybe that's where he is.
I'll start working on it in the mirror and I'll see where I land. All right, Jaylen Brown is having a moment. All right, let's run it down.
All right.
All-Star Game MVP earlier this season.
Boom.
Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Led the Celtics to a sweep of the Pacers, of course, and a trip to the finals. Meanwhile, he was left off the all-defensive and all-NBA teams while teammate Jason Tatum made his third straight first-team all-NBA. You want to talk about the response to the Butker of it all, or move on to the disrespect for the great Jaylen Brown?
When I see that little headline, I know my mom would have been proud of me had she been alive to see this moment. Got you, Ma. But no, we're done with these people.
By the way, the headline she's referring to says, Michelle Beadle rips Harrison Butker over his controversial speech. Quote, go fuck yourself.
Yes, my stay-at-home, had 3 kids mom would have been very proud of this moment. But no, we want to talk a little Jaylen Brown because, dude, I've had this conversation, Peter, and maybe you have as well. I know that Jason Tatum we've been told he is the best player on the Celtics. He is this, that, and the other. And it's almost like it's just been indoctrinated in us. That's it. For my money, and this is not really a hot take, I don't think, I like Jaylen Brown. He is the Celtic that I look to more than I look to Jason Tatum. And then you have these moments in the postseason, or you have the all-star moment, and you're sitting there it's one thing to maybe leave him off a team, but to leave him off all of the all-NBA teams when there are 2 roster spots that were given to the Lakers in AD and LeBron, and who else? Somebody else had 2 spots as well. That was not a good enough team to even be alive still. So Jaylen Brown, look, keep snubbing him because clearly it's working. But for my money, I love Jaylen Brown. He's my favorite Celtic that's not named Derek White, obviously. And I don't get it. Why are we sleeping on him? Are we brainwashed?
Jaylen Brown, listen, He's laughing all the way to the bank, dude. He got his max contract. He's killing it. He keeps getting better. As long as they win a championship, I think Jaylen Brown will be just fine. But it is weird. It is a little weird that he gets slept on as much as he does.
Is it because he's quiet?
I don't know. But I mean, Tatum's not loud either.
He's not. But he's also in commercials and stuff. And maybe because I've racked my brain. Not on a team at all. What are we doing? They need to have like a bosom buddies kind of thing. They need to do some promo stuff together. That's the thing is like people, I've talked to Lou Will about this and he said like they do stuff. They are all friends, but they're just not touchy-feely. And the problem is we're also seeing it juxtaposed to Luka and Kyrie it's like a buddy movie that they're shooting right now. So it's tough, but yeah, I love Jaylen Brown, man. I don't get the snubs. Up next, the godfather of competitive eating, Takeru Kobayashi, is retiring due to health issues from the sport. I did not see that coming. He's a 6-time Nathan's hot dog eating contest champ. In 2011, he downed 69 hot dogs, in 10 minutes, one more than the world record at the time. Do we continue to talk about the snubbing of Jaylen Brown or the retirement of a great? I mean, I love competitive eating.
I mean, me too. But honestly, think about it like this. If we're all agreeing that Jaylen Brown gets snubbed, how can we then follow it up by having him lose to a competitive eater?
Because the competitive eater is done. We won't have another chance to talk about it.
But I mean, honestly, I could also argue, is it Kobayashi? Is he better than Joey Chestnut?
Can I say something rude?
I'd rather you not.
Joey Chestnut looks like a competitive eater. There, I cleaned it up.
You mean he's a schlub, is what you're saying? He looks like a schlub, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. And like, then you look at Kobayashi and you're like, I don't even know why you're doing this, dude. And I don't understand how the human body does half of the contests that all these folks compete in. But 69 hot dogs, no joke.
No, Beadle, that's a really great point by you. 69 hot dogs.
Fine, talk about Jaylen Brown.
No, you're not wrong, by the way. But over the top you go, Kobayashi. I can't do it to him. Jaylen Brown deserves... He deserves the credit. He deserves the love. And also, I mean, Kobayashi, if he'd gotten to 70 hot dogs, maybe I keep him here.
I think he stopped at 69 on purpose because he's a legend.
And he was just like, haha, 69.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
I could be 81 years old, and I'm going to make jokes about that anytime the number 69 pops up in any capacity whatsoever. I will say this. I noticed a moment during the Eastern Conference Finals post-game when they announced the MVP. And Jaylen Brown, A, looked a little bit surprised, but B, this ginormous smile broke out over his face. And you realize, like, you don't see them show a ton of that kind of emotion on that team. Maybe their sphincters are all tight because they know they got to get this thing done this season. But it was lovely, Peter. It's just a nice observation. It was lovely.
I felt the exact same way. The whole thing, seeing him, like how happy he was awesome. Hopefully, listen, we are on the precipice of an iconic NBA Finals, I think, potentially. Like, I really do. Now that Kyrie and Luka are, like, doing what they're supposed to do, like, this matchup in a lot of ways is as good an NBA Finals as you could have hoped for. Like, incredible star power, a really marquee team in the Celtics, obviously, and the Mavs are no slouches either.
You are just assuming. You are just assuming right now. We are shooting this before Game 4, Peter. What if the Timberwolves make history?
Well, by the way, so it would look bad if people hear this and the series is currently 3-2. Yeah, I know. I'm assuming it's going to be
we all
Celtics Mavs. But I will tell you, man, Minnesota's been thrilling as well. I got to say, that has been 90 seconds, which means we've come to a decision. The unfortunate part is I just keep thinking about if we'd continued talking about Kobayashi, I could have made the obligatory "what about Jason Whitlock in a hot dog eating contest" joke, and I never got to go there.
You still can. And also, I'd like to show
I got it.
Do it. All right.
I got it. If he had won the contest, it would have been his first ever 69. Okay. Anyways.
See, and I was going to make a more inappropriate. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it go.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm a better person.
All right. That'll do it. The new undisputed most important thing on planet Earth this week is Jaylen flippin' Brown. And he deserves it. Tired of people sleeping on this Celtics team. Tired of people sleeping on Jaylen Brown. Here's the important question. I was offered tickets by the Celtics to go to Game 5 of the conference finals. Now that it's not happening, Am I still going to be invited to go to a game? Or are they just going to be like, hey, here's the bad news. McLovin has to go to the game. You're out.
He and Donnie Wahlberg do have to be in the building or the game can't be played.
And that's it for us. Tune in next week to determine the only thing you need to care about and what goes over the top. Oh, yeah, and we'll do some finals IG lives next week as well. What a time.